Alright, so we are still on binomial expansion. Now let's solve yet another question on binomial expansion. Now I've not solved a question like this before. So we asked to write down and simplify the binomial expansion of 2 plus x minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. All my previous examples or all my expansion I normally do, you just see something like it's only 2 plus x all square or 2 minus 2x all square. Now this one is involving 3 terms in the bracket. Now how can I approach a question like this? So in solving this now, I will use the same formula. Okay, let me do it here. So using the formula, just let me record the formula. So the formula is a raised to the power of n plus n a raised to the power of n minus 1 b all over 1 factorial plus n into n minus 1 b a raised to the power of n minus 2 b raised to the power of 2 all over 2 factorial plus n into n minus 1 n minus 2 a raised to the power of n minus 3 b cubed all over 4 factorial plus ellipsis. Okay, sorry, 3 factorial rather. It's 3 factorial. Okay, 3 factorial. So now that's the formula I'll be using, and that's the formula I always use. So now let's solve this question. We have to expand 2 plus x minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. So now in expanding this now, I'm going to draft out my a, b, and n because that's the little you're seeing in the formula a, b, and n. So now on my previous examples, you already know that a is the first term, b is the second term, and then n is the index. So now this is the question. Let me draft out my a from the question. So I can say everything here is my a. Just know that that's how you do it. All the ones that are linear will be a, and then the last one will be my b. That's the best approach for it. So now a is 2 plus x, and then b is what? Minus 2x squared. So let me just write it out here. So I'm giving that a is 2 plus x, and then b is what? Minus 2x squared, as you can see, and then n is 3. Now let's expand it. So in expanding it now, I have a, using the formula now, a is what? 2 plus x all raised to the power of n, which is 3, all raised to the power of 3, plus n is what? N is 3. So I'll have 3 multiplied by a. A is 2 plus x all raised to the power of n minus 1. That is 3 minus 1. And then b is minus 2x squared. And this is raised to the power of 1. Or you see the same thing as b. All divided by 1 factorial. Plus the next one I'll have n, which is 3, multiplied by n minus 1. That is 3 minus 1. Then I'll have a, that is 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3 minus 2 now. Then I'll have b as minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 2. And this will be divided by 2 factorial. Moving on, I'll have n, which is 3, multiplied by n minus 1, 3 minus 1. Then the next is n minus 2, that is 3 minus 2. Then I'll have a, which is 2 plus x. And this will be raised to the power of 3 minus 3. Then I'll have b, that is minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3 all over 3 factorial. So that's it. I'm not going any longer. That's the last place, because this question is having an index of 3. So now I'll have 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial. And if you look at the index if you look at the index of A, the index of A started with 3, now you have reduced to 2, reduced to 1, and then 0. Now the index of B here was 0, the next one, index of B now is 1, index of B is 2, the next is 3. So you can see that now, and that's how you can just check if you're on the line. Now let's continue. Now I have 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. Let me simplify. 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. Let me do it here. I have 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. It's the same thing as 2 plus x multiplied by 2 plus x all square. That's it. Now if I simplify 2 plus x all square, I'll have 2 plus x multiplied by 2 plus x all square is 4 plus 4x plus 4. That's it if I simplify this. So now this is multiplied by x 2 plus x all square. Now let me expand the bracket again. Now I have 2 times this, I'll have 8. Then 2 times this, I'll have 8x. 2 times this, I'll have 8. X times this, I'll have 4x. X times this, I'll have 4x square. Okay, there's a square. Okay, there's no square here. Then x times this, I'll have 4x. Verify. Let me go again. 2 square. This time this, you have 2x. And then x square. So here is x square. That was my mistake. Here is x square. Sorry, x square. But I expand the bracket. 2 times this, I'll have this. 2 times this, I'll have 4x. 8x. Then 2 times this, I'll have 2x square. So here is 2x square. And then 2 times this will get 2x square. So the next one is x. X times this, I'll have 4x. X times this, I'll have 4x square. Then x times this, I'll have x cubed. Now let me just add the one with the same coefficient. So x cubed will come first. Here will be x cubed. So x cubed will come first. Okay, let me do it here. X cubed. Then the next is 4x squared plus 2x squared is 6x squared. So here is 6x squared. Now we have, okay, we also have another 4x squared here, that is 10x squared. This is 10x squared. 10x squared. So the next is 8x. 8x plus 4x is 12x. So this is plus 12x. And then finally, 8 plus 8 is 16. I think that's plus 16. So I've gotten that. Now, that's the result in expanding 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. Do you understand?
Yes. Is that what you said?
Okay. So this is the original goal. So we have to expand 2 plus x minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. You have to expand this. So now for me to expand this now, I'm going to draft out my a, b, and n. Because you recall the formula. This is the formula. By my previous video, you know that this is the formula. E raised to the power of n plus this plus this plus that. That's it. Now, in expanding this now, my previous example, I've never done a question that has 3 terms in the brackets. So now when you are given 3 terms, you're just going to take the first 2, and that first 2 should be linear. So this first 2 now is my A, and then the next one is my B. So that's it. Now my A now, I can say this first one, I can call this one B, I can call this one A. Anyhow you want to do it, you see have the same result. So this is A, and this B. So now A now is 2 plus x. B is what? Minus 2x squared. Then n is the index here, which is 3. Now you're expanding this now, bring back the formula. So the formula, we have a raised to the power of n. A now is what? 2 plus x. So I'll have 2 plus x now, all raised to the power of 3. Plus n is what? 3. Then a is what? 2 plus x, all raised to the power of n minus 1. That is what? 3 minus 1. Then b is what? Minus 2x squared, all over 1 factorial. That one is done. Plus n, which is 3. N minus 1, that is 3 minus 1. A is what? 2 plus x, all raised to the power of n minus 1. N minus 2, rather, that is 3 minus 2, which is multiplied by b. B is what? Minus 2x squared, all raised to the power of 2. All over 2 factorial, like that. And that's just record the formula and put your values. So now, you're asked now to simplify further. So 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. For me to simplify this thing now, for me to simplify 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3, this will be my result. By what I did here. So 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3 is the same thing as 2 plus x multiplied by 2 plus x multiplied by 2 plus x. That's in 3 places. So now this last two, I just put it to be something like this. Now if I expand 2 plus x all square, my result will be what? 4, which is 2 square 4, plus the product of this is what? 2x multiplied by 2, that is 4x, plus x square. That's it. Now I'm going to expand further by saying this time this, this time this, this time this. Now 2 times this, I'll have 8. 2 times this, I'll have 8x. 2 times this, I have what? 2x square. This time this is 8. This time this is 8x. This time this is 2x square. There's nothing like this. Okay, that was a mistake. Now the next is okay, I'm done with that. Now the next one is x. X times this is 4x. There's no square. 4x. Then x times this, I have 4x square. Then x times x square, I have x cubed. So there's nothing here. So now I'm going to add all of them. So I'll have x cubed, which is this first one, plus all the squares. The squares we have 2x square and 4x square. That is 6x square. So I'll have x square plus 6x square. Plus 6x square. And the next is x, all the x. 8x plus 4x is what? 12x. So that's good. Then finally I have plus 8. There's no other number. So I have plus 8 here. That's it. So now that's the result for me to expand 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3. Understood? Now we have 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 plus x all raised to the power of 3 minus 1. That is 2 plus x all raised to the power of 2. And this is now multiplied by minus 2x squared. All over 1 factorial. 1 factorial is still 1. I don't need that. Plus 3 times 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So here will be 6 into 2 plus x. Then you have 3 minus 2, which is just 1. So that's not the writing 1. You see the same thing. Then I'll have minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 2. All over 2 factorial. Let me just divide it by 2. 2 factorial is the same thing here. Or I can better see do it all over this. You still have the same result. Plus 3 times 2 times 1 will give me what? 6. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. We have is 6 multiplied by 2 plus x all raised to the power of 0. Anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. So the whole of this is eliminated. Now I'm left with minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. All over 3 factorial is what? 6. This is all over 2. You see the same thing. Now let's proceed. Now I have x cubed plus 6x squared plus 12x plus 8. Now let me expand this. I'll have 3 to be multiplied by 4 plus 4x plus x squared. That's the expansion of this. And this is now multiplied by minus 2x squared. If you expand this. And this is 2 we're going to see how many times? 3 times. Right? Then I'll have 3 to be multiplied by 3 times this, I'll have 6. Then 3 times this, I'll have 3x. The whole of this is multiplied by minus 2x squared. Now 6 we cancel 6. I'm just left with minus. This is plus minus 2x squared. All this to the power of 3. 3 is here. There is a cube here. Square. Okay, square here. Yes, all raised to the power of 2. So that's it. Now let me clean the on top so that I'll have space. So we have x raised to the power of 3 plus 6x squared plus 12x plus 8. Now to expand this now, 3, we multiply this and I have 12. 3 multiply this, I have 12x. 3 multiply this, I have 3x squared. Okay, so now the whole of this 12x down to this 3x squared is multiplied by minus 2x squared. The whole of that is multiplied by minus 2x squared. Plus, let me expand this. 6 plus 3x is multiplied by minus 2x squared, all raised to the power of 2. So 6 plus 3x is multiplied by minus 2x squared, all raised to the power of 2. I'll have 4x raised to the power of 4. That will be the result. So if you expand minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3, the result will be 4x squared. So now the next is, since I've already cancelled 6 cancels 6, so I'm left with minus 2x all squared minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. If I expand this, I'll have minus 2 raised to the power of 3 is minus 8. So here is minus 8. And then x squared raised to the power of 3, I'll have x raised to the power of 6. So that's it. Now, I'll still continue. So here I'll have x squared, x cubed plus 6x squared plus 12x plus 8. Now let me expand this bracket. 12 times this, I'll have minus 24x raised to the power of 2. 12 times this, I got this. Now 12x multiply this by this, I'll have minus 24x cubed. And then 3x squared multiplied by this, I'll have minus 6x raised to the power of 4. That's it. Now let me expand this. 6 times this, I'll have 24x raised to the power of 4. And then 3 times this, I'll have, that is 12x raised to the power of 4 minus 8x raised to the power of 6. That's it. Now I'm going to combine the like terms. So all the one with same index, I'm going to combine them. Then I'll have, let me bring the higher index first. So I'll have minus 8x raised to the power of 6. Now the next one is all the one with x raised to the power of 5. Let me check this. I multiply this by this. Here is supposed to be raised to the power of 5. That is 12x raised to the power of 5. So 12x raised to the power of 5. So now the next one is plus 12x raised to the power of 5. And then all the ones that are raised to the power of 4. That is this and this. So I'll have minus 6x raised to the power of 4 plus 24x raised to the power of 4. And the next is all the one with all the cube. So I have minus 24x cube. And then we have this plus x cube. That is this one. Then all the squares. So I have plus 6x squared. I also have minus 24x squared. I think that's all. Now the next one is all the one with x. So the first is plus 12x. I don't think there's any other x. The next is just 8. That is the constant term. So here is just plus 8. Now let me add and subtract. So here will be minus 8x raised to the power of 6 plus 12x. Okay, let me just do it as a final answer. You see the same thing. So now finally, the expansion of 2 plus x minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3 will now be equal to minus 8x raised to the power of 6 plus 12x raised to the power of 5. Then if I add the minus 6x plus 24, I'll have plus 18x raised to the power of 4. That's it. Then minus 24x plus x plus x is minus 24x cubed plus x cubed. I'll have minus 23x cubed. Then 6x squared minus 24x squared, I have minus 18x squared. Then finally plus 12x plus 8. Now this becomes the solution to the problem. Solution of me expanding 2 plus x minus 2x squared all raised to the power of 3. And that's it. So now if you expand this is the result. So now the next one will be the expansion of binomial expansion that has fractional index. So this was the original question. Here is 3. Here was 3. So the next one will be, what if the index is having a fraction, something like this? How will I approach a question like this? And this aspect now has high tendencies of coming in mathematics exam or advanced maths test, stuff like that. So do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. So to watch the video for this, the link will be found in the description on this video. See you in the next one.